Welcome everyone. Thank you for staying around with us today. This is Robert. I'm here with Mick. This is Shoulder Tap. Mick, before we get, hope you're doing well today. But before we get into these lovely cards you have pulled up, we're going to do a little screen share. There's been a lot of questions on the move to break even feature. So we were asked to just jump on that real quick. We'll cut over to my screen and we'll show everybody real quick where the break even feature is.
Yeah, give me one moment here, Robert. Was not prepared for that one. Hold up.
Curveballs here.
Curveballs.
There's a last second ad right there.
Always good to let the producer know. Take a second here. All right. I am the wind. I am the wind. Oh, Robert. Talk amongst yourselves for one more second here, Robert.
Okay, Mick, how you doing? This is quite the day we had going on over here. I love these trading cards that you prepped up. Looking forward to hearing with those. So I'll tell you what. How about if we do that? Why don't we just start? I don't know, Jack. Is it best to just start with one of these cards and then jump over to it? We can do that.
Well, it's best to follow the template. 1 second. James, if you're in here, I got this. Just give me a few seconds to get Robert pulled up here.
I'll kill a little time. I'll start with kind of what I want to start with before we get into the trading cards. So props to all the viewers that are on here, not for this segment in particular, but for the fast markets in the morning. Very, very pleased to see what you guys all did on the house account yesterday. $9,900 winning day, followed by today, a $2,000 winning day. So I wasn't able to chime in and listen in, but really nice calls, really good trade management on that account. It's nice to see some profits in the house account. If this were the Friday roast, and Jack, I know you're listening right now. If this was the Friday roast, I might have something else to say. But really good profits, 11 grand. Actually, yeah, almost 12 grand in 2 days. So like to see that. Good job, everybody. While we're still working on showing the break-even feature on the Topstep X platform, I have an update. On Monday, I know we shared some exciting news about one of our live traders, Nathan, who in a live account, he was up $57,800 at one point or something like that. He ended the day up only $10,400. He had wrote out a 15 lot in the markets on Monday, made huge profits. Then that NASDAQ, it rallied, and he took a pause for about an hour, but then he came back in and he started shorting. He went from being up over almost 58 grand to being up only, I think it was like 12 grand. And then he went up to 30 grand, then back down to like 18 grand, back up to 30. And I had called this guy all throughout the day, only got voicemails. As a reminder for those of you that are in the live accounts, you're required to be available at all times while actively trading. I couldn't get a hold of him, saw him, and I left him in a voicemail. I said, if you get back down to 10,000, flattening your trade and I'm locking you out. That's exactly what I did at 10,500. So pretty big shame from Monday. He missed out on like 47,000 in profits because he just couldn't help himself. And then yesterday, I know Brett talked about him and reiterated what I just shared from Monday. $3,000 daily loss limit yesterday, $3,000 daily loss limit again today. And Robert, and for everybody watching, I remember when we were talking about him, I had his trading card up on Monday. And I said, it's a little early to determine whether or not Nathan is a big swinger or not. And, maybe these $3,000 daily loss limits that he's hitting are just fine if he's going to continue putting up big $57,000 or $20,000 winning days. Well, he didn't put up the $57,000 winning day, or he didn't lock it in for that matter. And I remember saying something about, Robert, we talk about account balance maintenance levels a lot. If you're a big swinger, you need to maintain an account balance maintenance level that'll allow you to have a high number of losing streaks in a row or high number of losing days in a row, weather a losing streak, be able to, live to trade another day. And I wasn't sure at the time on Monday when I was talking about it, but I was like, you know what? Maybe he doesn't need to. I was wondering if he was going to take a big payout. And I was like, don't take a big payout because, you might need to maintain a high account balance. Well, now, come Wednesday, after what I saw on Monday especially, I hope that if Nathan can actually string together 5 winning days of $200 or more, that he takes a 50% payout on what his account balance is. Because if you can't manage your money and you walk away with, I forced him to walk away with 10 grand. I took him out. I locked his account. I forced him to walk away with 10 grand. If he can't manage his money like he should be when he's putting up those numbers of winning days, Nathan's someone who's only going to find short-term success, and if he's got an opportunity to take a payout, in my opinion, he better take it, because he's probably going to get very few opportunities to do that. I'm being very cut and fresh about that, but I'm very upset and displeased with the money management on that account. So I'm hoping that he can string together a couple winning days and get that payout. Jack, I hear you in the background. Does it sound like
Yeah.
we've got the break even? All right.
You're
I
talking
spoke
about a
my
fresh
piece on that.
thing. So I'm going to use the hard cut here. So we'll have a cut and a fresh. Here we go, Robert. Your wish is my demand.
And there it is. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mick. We will make this super quick. This is not what this section is about, but it's been asked over and over again. We just want to be very clear. If we look on the right-hand side, I have an order panel. I have it linked to yellow. I have it linked to yellow. I have it linked to yellow for the DOM and chart. We can see right in this area, it says no active position, my bid and ask on the order card. Right here, no active position. Let me switch over to a practice account so I don't lose my profits over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm in practice, and let's just take a short. I'm going to sell the market. Okay, now that I sell the market, let's move these out of the way. We can see it shows my position on the DOM, and it shows my position on the order panel. Right next to that, it has BE. Now it's grayed out because I am not in profit. Okay, technically I'm short. There's my stop loss way the heck up there. Now there's my break even. It's now lightened up. I'm going to click it, move to break even, and it moved my stop right there to break even. That's all there is to it. So those that are saying it's not there, it is there. It's not going to show up. Two things. One, you need to be in a trade in an open position. And two, it'll show. And then two, that open position needs to be in profit before you're allowed to before it becomes active. And I'm going to flatten that position, and we're going to be up $480 in our practice account. Mick,
Okay.
back to you, Jack. Thanks for taking care of it.
Thank you. Can we go back to that and keep that up for 1 second? Because I want to point out one very, very important piece to everybody that's using TopstepX, that's going to be using this break-even feature. It's very important to note that this break-even feature and that stop that goes in at your break-even, your average price on your position, it is a stop limit order. It is not a stop market order. And I want to talk about the distinction between the two of them. Stop market order guarantees to exit you from an open position. The price is not guaranteed, because once that price is triggered, it triggers a market order. So you could get slippage. There's no guarantee you get out at that price. Our break even button, our break even order, places a stop limit order. So that stop limit is limited to being filled at that price only. You will not get slippage on a stop limit order, but there is no guarantee that you actually get filled at that price, because the function of a stop limit is it's limited to getting filled at the price it's entered at. If you're trading a thin market that's moving quickly, you have to be aware that there is the potential for that market to kind of trade through that price. And if there's not a pause in trading or enough contracts that are traded at that price, that stop could get left in the dust. So I want to point out that very important distinction there. The break-even feature is super awesome on TopstepX, but as we're using order types and different order functions on our DOM, on our order entry book, anything, it's important to know how those all work, just so you can be aware and prepared for what's going on. So I wanted to add that. Really cool feature, though. I was using it a little bit yesterday when I was kind of playing around with the platform myself. All right, so I've got a couple things I want to talk about before we get into the trading cards. I know that there have been a lot of viewers that are familiar with the name Alexander T. I know he's been at the top of the leaderboard with very, very big profits. I know yesterday it was mentioned, I think JD, while he was looking at the leaderboard, it was mentioned on there that on the air that we were either looking into this trader or he was under investigation. I just kind of want to clear the air there. So Alexander T, I've spoken with him on multiple occasions over the last couple of days. We had noticed with some of our data, there was an anomaly with the trading activity that was taking place in one of our systems. And what we had done was we kind of put his account on hold while we looked into this. We weren't looking into him as an individual. We were looking into the numbers that were associated with these express funded accounts. So I just wanted to say that Alexander, I appreciate he's been very patient with us, very understanding, and just a really nice guy while I've spoken with him over the last couple of days. We did find out that there was some error in one of our systems that was saying that these profits were larger, I shouldn't say larger, that these profits were what they were. We've since worked with him. We pinpointed the issue. We've addressed the issue. And Alexander's going to be starting from scratch in 3 new express funded accounts. He's in great standing with us. I feel like I've strengthened my relationship with him as one of our traders and really appreciate him. So I wanted to give everybody an update. Going forward, you won't see him on the leaderboard right now, but I have faith that he will resume a space up there on the leaderboard in short time. So just wanted to give everybody an update on that. So Alexander, thanks again, man. Really appreciate working with you and your patience while we looked into everything. We figured it out. We won't have those issues going forward. And I'm sorry that we couldn't, share the excitement of all those profits, but no doubt that you'll find some more profitability here in the near future. Before I move on, I have some shout outs. Oh, shoot, I left my shout out card over on my desk. All right, so we've got Jesus V up over 10.
Go through them. Run through
Go ahead,
them,
Robert.
Run through them. We're running out of time. We had a couple of things off topic here, so let's blow right through these, my friend.
We've got time. We can get through the cards. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to not give our traders shout outs. So we've got Jesus V up 10,000. See, that was the big one. Now some of the other ones. Oh, I'm so tempted to slide back into my back to my desk and grab
it. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. We'll do a countdown. All in the chat. Mick, spin around.
All right.
We're gonna count down.
Thanks for the permission, Robert.
Oh, he's back already.
Jesus V up 10,000. We've got Remy up $2,000. Nice day for Remy, and why I wanted to give them a shout out for $2,000 in profit in the live account is they doubled their account balance today after that trading. Nicholas T, I should say, he's up 4,200 in the live account. I know we've been talking about him a lot lately. Andy's come on; he's been doing really well. Dakota, light trading this session. He's up $850, but that's nothing to balk at. And I want to say that despite Dakota getting roasted last week, his account balance is back up around the $128,000, $129,000 account balance. Not too far off the account balance highs of $140,000 there. So nice job, Dakota. He strung together some really good winning days the last 2 sessions. And I always like it, Robert, for a trader who can put up big numbers like Dakota. He's only up 850 right now. It's not a small day by any means, but it's on the smaller side of his average winning days. That just tells me, whatever he saw in the markets, he was able to, scoop up that money, and he's not looking to press or force anything. A lot of times, newer traders, less mature traders, maturity comes with time in trading. They think that if they're putting up $5,000 winning days, that every single day is going to have to be $5,000 or not. Not what I see out of Dakota. He takes what the market gives him. And, that's why we talk about him so much with what now is about $129,000 account balance. So something, that's kind of something that I think everybody watching should be aware of. We want to be learning from, all this Topstep TV stuff, learning from traders that are better than us. That's how I've done it. That's how everybody in this business has done it for the most part. So I'll always be learning and take that as a learning experience from Dakota. Someone who can have big winning days. He stops at 850. He might trade a little bit later today. Nobody knows other than him and what the markets show, but that's good stuff out of him. With that, let's move on to our cards. I want to pull up Austin S. and talk about Austin. He's doing very well in his XFA. Not a big trader, Robert, and I always like that. He's been profitable. We've got some great metrics. Not only Austin is a shout out card today, but all the cards that we're going over today are shout outs. I don't have any shoulder taps I'm sharing. So really good stuff here. He keeps it very close to the vest. And in doing so, I always think it helps with the high winning trade percentages and the 88% winning days that he's got. So high winning days.
One
high winning
second, Mick.
trade.
This started to come in because people were asking the chat about the stuff with Alex T, and who I think is in there and said, "All good guys, let it be." There was a glitch in the sim that was giving crazy fills that were way off the market or something like that, right, Mick?
Something along those lines. I wasn't going to go into details on it, but yeah, we can say that.
All right, sounds good. Sorry, back to Austin.
No, I'm glad people are asking, and I'm glad Alex is in there answering. And thanks for stepping in, Jack, and asking about that. So back to Austin. This is good stuff here. There's it's kind of straightforward. I don't have anything too juicy to share, but you know what? It's usually the people that kind of have. I'm not dissing Austin by saying this is bland, but this is just good trading. Sometimes the good trading is bland. There's nothing juicy. We've got high winning days. He's a small trader. He's a selective trader. He's averaging only 2.5 trades per day. Average winning trade's $200. Average losing trade is less than $200. His best day is only $308. His worst day is only $184. And he's trading some micros, but believe it or not, most of this trading is in the S&P contract, which I had to go back and look. I was like, how are these P&Ls on the smaller side of things for someone who's got 42-minute hold times on their winning trades and 38-minute hold times on their losing trades? Trading the overnight session when things are a little bit more quiet. So there's not that same volatility as the day session to get you, shaken out of any losers or have you hit your profit target very quickly. So with this trading and all these metrics looking so good, some people might be wondering, Mick, you said he's in an XFA. Why is he not in a live account? And the reason being is, he's been pretty good about taking payouts from this live account. And the account balance maintenance level is not very high. He doesn't have a huge balance. I would like to see a bigger balance because for someone who's in, and granted, he's not showing me anything about reckless trading or letting losing days blow up on him, but he doesn't have a huge account balance level, and he's got a $3,000 daily loss limit. So I don't want to move someone to a live account where on day one they could bust. We're just not going to do that. But I want him to keep up the good work. If we get that account balance level a little bit higher and we continue to see him not taking large risks on these trading days, he's someone I want to have in a live account. I just don't want to put him in a bad position where it doesn't work out. If for some reason he continues taking payouts and draws this account down to zero, I don't think he needs to be in the 150K account. So I hope it doesn't come down to this, but if he ever has to go back to the trading combine, this is someone who could sign up for a 50K combine and be operating just the same with a little less expensive evaluation. So Austin, keep up the good work. We really like what you're doing. And with that, I'd like to move on to Brian D. I'm pretty excited. Excuse me?
Quick note from myself from Austin, real quick. I noticed he traded micro Bitcoin, and I noticed he traded the micro ES. Micro Bitcoin didn't do that well. Micro ES had one winning day for $1. It means he's doing super good in the minis. Works well for him. And I just wanted to make sure we threw that out there. So hopefully he sticks with the best ones.
Yeah, thanks for bringing a little bit more color to that one, Robert. I appreciate it. All right, so Brian D. out of Sarasota, Florida. I think everybody here watching knows our friend Isaac Rivera. He's out of Sarasota, Florida. I know he was on yesterday. I was happy to see he was puffing on that day trader cigar that I sent out to him on the segment yesterday morning. Yeah. So just coincidence there. We got another funded trader out of Sarasota, Florida. Brian, great trading here. He's taken I like everything here. Obviously, 100% winning days, 91% winning trades. He's traded 16 days in his XFA. Average daily P&L is $680. So that's pretty good for someone who's day trading. Especially, I think I have this mentioned somewhere in the notes here, maybe, but uh, really impressive for someone who's trading on a shorter time frame. The average hold times on the winners are only about 2 minutes. Average hold times are a little bit longer on the losers, 3 minutes. But to be a short time frame trader with 91% winning trades, I find that impressive because I always find it to be very difficult, as a scalper in these markets. Risk rewards about 1 to 1. They're really selective with their trades, though. They're only taking 4 trades per day, which again is really impressive for someone who's trading on a short time frame. Typically, we see people on the shorter time frame taking many, many more trades per day. So they have a strategy that they can implement a 1-to-1 risk reward on and still be wildly profitable on a per trade basis. I like to see this too. Their best winning day. There's a lot of good metrics to unpack here. Best day, about $2,900. They haven't had a worse day because they haven't had a losing day. So that pans out to average winning day being exactly what their average daily P&L is. What else do we have here? Okay, so with all these great metrics, Brian's taken quite a bit out in payouts. He's taken 3 payouts over the course of these 16 days in the account to the tune of $7,500, which puts his account balance kind of on the lower side. I mean, I wouldn't say a daily loss limit hit in one trading day would wipe him out, but it definitely put his back against the wall. So something that we're thinking about when, same as I mentioned with Austin, we don't want to call anybody up to live who's going to lose their account in a single day. So just want to say, great job, Brian. Keep it up. I'm happy you're paying yourself. I do want to call you up to a live account. So maybe continue to build that cushion and let me, get you over to a live account and feel comfortable about doing so. So we will not, have to worry about you busting. That's it for Brian. And then someone I don't think we've featured on Shoulder Tap yet is Mikhail Del C. I wanted to feature him for a couple reasons. Yesterday was his 30th trading day in the live account. Yesterday was also his biggest winning day in the account. He made a little over $6,000. So big shout out to him. We always like calling out new account balance highs. We always like calling out new P&L highs for these accounts too. So there's a lot I want to talk about here. There's a lot to unpack, and it's a lot of good stuff. I really like. So you might, before I jump into the things that I like, you might look at these metrics, 40% winning days and 40% winning trades, and be like, this might not be indicative of, the greatest of trading. However, it certainly is. Take a look at the best day and worst day. Best day, over $6,000 in profits. That was yesterday. Worst day, $1,700, Robert. Risked his biggest losing day was just over 50% of his daily loss limit allowed. So he's got a personal loss limit in mind. He's keeping the losses contained. From a risk team standpoint, we love that. The average winning day here is $1,700. Average losing day is only $750. I really like that a lot too. His risk reward ratio is almost at 3-to-1. He's taken down $1,350 per contract and only risking $500 per contract. I love that. I don't normally talk about hold times as a ratio, but his hold times are 5-to-1 for his winners and losers. He's spending 5 times more time being patient in his winning trades at a total of 54 minutes on average per winning trade than he is being impatient with those losing trades where he's only spending an average of 11 minutes in the losing trade. So it's a 5-to-1 not risk reward ratio, 5-to-1 holding ratio on his winners for his losers.
Right.
It's really good. And then another beautiful thing here is 1.5 trades per day. They're trading anywhere from 1 to 3 contracts per day and only averaging 1 trades per day. Usually I see the best traders being selective with their trading. Like I said earlier on the last card, not in regards to the trader on the last card, but it's very hard to scalp intraday and be profitable. So I usually see the best success on the most selective traders. He's very selective, and I just really like that. This is a recipe for success, despite not being right half the time on a per trade basis or on a per day basis. You don't have to be right more than half the time to be profitable. And, over the course of the 30 days Mikhail's traded with, $230 average daily P&L, he's taken out $9,500 in payouts over the course of 2 payouts. So, what's not to like here? I'm really happy that they are in a live account trading with us because they're taking money out of the markets. So I know now, Robert, we are running down on time, but really happy with the group of people that we talked about today. All shout outs, and this one was a fun one. Happy to be on with you, Robert. And again, traders that are viewers that are watching, nice job on those house accounts. I love, love, love seeing house account collaboration, talking about directional bias, money management, trade location management, risk reward. Really proud of everybody out there.
That's a good thing to hear from you, Mick, talking directly with the risk manager here, or one of the risk managers. We have several, but hearing that the trades, this morning are all the house trades, we were talking through and having good risk management. That's the key, and it showed it right there, especially on that last card with Mikhail there, or Michael. I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. Having 40% winning days, but his wins are twice as much as his losers, and he can't ask for much more than that. Mick, always a pleasure. We are going to sign off now. We're going to hand the reins over to Dobie. It's Dobie time for group coaching, and he has David Green back. That's always a good segment. I'm looking forward to seeing it myself. And I would say thanks to everybody that's here that saw this today. And all my team in the backgrounds. I'm going to be signing off. I get some minor surgery tomorrow. Going to be out a couple days. Nothing big deal. I appreciate all of you, and I just want to make that all clear here on the web. So, Mick, great production, great chat, great. See you guys in a couple days.